Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Shadowblades here again today, and we're bringing you a new video, kind of an updated cars video for the Arena War cars. Just want to show you guys what they can do. They seem to be pretty good. Definitely beating out some of the other armored cars, as they're pretty much bulletproof for most of them. Some of them I'd say are definitely more worth it than others, but they're pretty sweet cars. With the ram on the front, it just makes a huge difference. You can just plow through anything. Pretty fun to play with. I wouldn't really bring them in for heist prep, but they're pretty fun. Me and my buddy have a couple of them, and my wife even has a couple of them. Or me and my buddy have all of them, and my wife has a couple of them. So we decided to have a little bit of a showdown between the different arena cars and see what wins against what, and see what's strong. So you're going to see a lot of money wasted here. Because we're going to go through the whole list and test out each one. In the pink car we have the wife, and in the rust bucket we have my buddy who's attacking her. And in me we have a fire truck because I got distracted. I was curious to see what they would do to my fire truck, and as suspected, it did not survive. We had quite a bit of fun there messing around with all the new vehicles and everything. It's the first time we actually got them out and actually played around with them a little bit. Definitely I'd say they're worth it. I would still say stick to one or two. There's a couple vehicles that are less valued, but as you can see, they're pretty fatal if you're on foot, and if you're in a car that's not heavily armored, you're in trouble as well. This is one of the what I call the rust buckets, the ones that are rusted. As you can see, it has the end of the world doomsday kind of deal survival gear on it, like the skulls and the everything else, and pretty impressive with this one. It's a pretty good car. This is one of the first ones on the page already ready to go. You just pick the different kinds that you want, but they're pretty impressive. As I said, I can't drive around in these without getting felony on me, so it's pretty difficult to function with. We ended up getting carried away trying to take each other out. For some reason I was beat by a light post there for a minute, but then we got back into it. I've got a fair amount of garages now. I'm going to be doing another car video update. I did win the podium vehicle this week, just tonight, right before the change, so that's awesome. So I'm going to have that in a later video. I got a couple other things I'm going to bring in. I just wanted to cover this because I did kind of lead into this earlier that I did have them all. I just want to show you guys how they work and what's really good. Honestly, this thing actually surprised me the most. I'd say it's one of the best, as the scoop on it really launches cars, but does not stack against a tank. But it is not very bulletproof, so it does have a weakness that way, but it is one of the best cars for flipping other cars and kind of playing around like that. It really surprised me. It does have a mortar function that I haven't tested quite yet, but I believe you need a second person in the car with you, and the mortar is to shoot behind you with a secondary person. So I'll be testing that probably a bit later. Each car does also come with a jump, so you can jump as well. As you can see, this little mini just flipped the tank over. And yes, there is 2 tanks versus 1 mini in this one. Each arena vehicle has a turret on it, except for some of the bigger ones. I did have some footage of those, but they're not as good, to be honest. The truck has a flamethrower attachment, which doesn't really do that much damage. The monster truck version has this gun that kind of just, it's kind of like the cricket thing. Automatizer, the alien gun, the pistol. It more just launches people, doesn't really do much damage. As you can see, I actually won against the tank there, which I was pretty impressed. Now we got another tank coming at me, so we're going to see what happens here. Oh, see, it's not as well bulletproof there, so that doesn't work as good. We also ended up testing some Mark II weapons, so I might have a video about that, an updated version as well. It's time to bring the tank in, as the Mini just died against tanks. Let's try the tank. I'd say it's really good. It's pretty fast for a tank, and overall it's pretty strong. The only thing I can say about it is that it tends to get stuck on top of cars as well, so it has that disadvantage. As you can see, you can definitely plow with it, but I've been stuck on top of cars with this thing. I think it'll happen shortly here. Yep, see, they got under me and kind of got stuck. I couldn't drive. All I could do was circles. So I was stuck on top of her. So in the pink there is my wife. We had some fun. That car she was driving is one of my favorites. It's definitely the fastest and pretty tough. Pretty good bulletproofing. Obviously the tank I'd say is a little stronger, but a little slower at the same time. Oh, I just hit his car. As you can see, I survived a couple rockets already with this. We teamed up on him. Now, as I said, he just brought in the monster truck, and it's one of my lesser favorite of the bunch. I let him get into it that time, and then hit him. Just because it doesn't seem to do much damage. It can launch you, and it can launch cars, and it's kind of fun to drive around in, but it doesn't have really good guns. The handling's not so great. It's not really the fastest, and yeah, as you can see, they both got stuck, so I was trying to get them both out. I ended up hindering more than helping. But you see those grenade things that are launching us? That's what it shoots. It doesn't really do damage, but it does kind of pin you down there. As you can see, I'm kind of stuck here with him shooting, but it's not actually damaging anything. So it's not really the greatest of things. But I do really enjoy this tank. I would say I would recommend this tank. I do have the Rust Bucket version in this. As you can see, it has the skulls on it, and it came out pretty good looking. Looks like I'm about the end of my rope here. There we go. On to the next one. It turned out to be a very costly night. We destroyed all of them and had to pay, I think they're about 10,000 to repair, so it wasn't so bad. This looked the coolest in my opinion, one of the coolest things I've seen, but is terrible. As you can see, there's no protection. It does have the laser gun, so it is pretty deadly that way, as you can see, but I crashed into a car I had just blown up and died from that person because it was a bike. You can still fall off of the bike. And it obviously does not protect you in any bulletproofing or anything of that sort. So you actually will get shot while you're in it still, and it doesn't help. If somebody's on the street and you're charging at them, they could shoot you out of it before you even reach them. So definitely not my favorite, but it looks really cool. I like it. Kind of looks like a Scorpion vehicle. So it looks kind of cool, but all in all, I would say not really the greatest. Look at that. I fell trying to get on it. Oh! It does jump. All of these do jump. Some of them jump better than others, but all in all, like I said, this is a cool looking bike, and it is pretty powerful for what it is, but it doesn't offer much protection for you. As you can see, he's got the big truck out to fire. I don't see that it does a whole lot of damage. I found another fire truck and I thought fire versus water. You can try and shoot me with that and I'll shoot him back and it'll cancel each other out. I don't know if the fire is just that weak or if the water actually did defend myself, but it took quite a while to blow up a fire truck that's not armored. So you can imagine an armored vehicle would take significantly longer. This has not been destroyed quite yet. It is starting to smoke now, but as you can see, it just doesn't survive very well. It could be me, the driver itself, though, because I don't really like bikes too much. The Oppressor Mark II is the only exception. It actually, you can survive better on it. But this thing, if you crash into something, you're going to fall, and most likely you're not going to survive it. And bringing it into a battle like this is probably not the best idea. Working the way down the list. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's definitely one of the fastest. It does have a good RAM on it. The RAM that this is launches people as well as does the most damage that I've seen. As you can see, he's using one of his laser guns and it actually pushed the car back. So that's another thing I want to show in the weapons, both in this video and I'll be showing another one in the next video. But some of the alien weapons actually stop cars in their tracks. As you see, there was another fire truck going by. It's like they wanted me to drive them. So we kind of maybe got a little distracted, and I said he cheated because we were supposed to be using just the cars, and he shot me with his gun. So I decided to go one further and bring a bigger gun. The alien gun does not stack up against ballistic armor. This can be unlocked in your bunker research, which I'll be doing a further video on because I do have all the bunker research. So I'd like to show all the guns that you get from it and all the Mark II weapons. So I'll be doing that in a later video by showing you the guns and then also showing you what the guns can do because they're pretty impressive. I'd say the explosive rounds on the shotgun and the sniper rifle are probably my favorite weapons. As you can see, he's decided he's going to call his in, and versus each other, yeah, they do shred each other pretty good. And they do handle quite a bit of health. As you can see, I have my explosive sniper rifle here, and I'm shooting him in his ballistic armor, and usually 1 to 2 shots would take out anybody wearing armor with good health. As you saw, it took quite a few to get with that. There's the explosive shotgun there. Obviously, shotgun doesn't have quite the same amount of range as a sniper rifle would, but it is pretty powerful, and they can blow up cars in one shot, so that's also really good. I'll show you all the different camos and stuff you can get in a later video. When I do an updated guns video, I'm going to have an updated cars video, and a couple other ones coming up soon. I'm going to see what I get done tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll be making a new video for the double money and sales events. Hopefully we get a really good one. I'm feeling like Rockstar is kind of owing us a double money on some sort of bunkers or something, but we'll see what happens there because they haven't had a really good double money in a while, but they've had a lot of sales, so hopefully that comes soon. We do get the $1 million a month on PlayStation if you have the PlayStation Plus till 2020, I think 2021. So at least till January. But yeah, as you can see, we got back to the cars. This is probably one of my most favorite ones. I feel like it's something from like a movie like Death Race. It's got that armored plating on the back, and it's pretty strong. It's really cool looking, I think. It's pretty powerful. It's got the turrets. It can take out things. It can smash things pretty good. It's one of the best handling ones when it comes to hitting something and still moving forward. As you can see, and it is one of the ones that's not pre-made. It is in the cheap cars section, and then you have to upgrade it to its variant of what you want. This is the second variant. The first one's like the rust bucket. The next one's like just a plain white one, and then the final one's the I call it like the clown car one. But yeah, I kind of like this one just because you can paint it whatever color you want and edit the trim on it. But also, the rust buckets do have a nice look to them, but they can look a little bit rusty. So this kind of is my nice polished one. As my friend cheats again and shoots me with his oppressor. But as you saw, I survived, I believe, 2 rockets there before the third finally blew me up. So they do survive quite a bit of shots that can be locked onto. Yeah, we kind of been trying to test every one that we can in the best ways that we can. This is one of my favorite looking ones. It just reminds me of like classic Grand Theft Auto. Not the RAM or anything, but the car itself. Obviously it's modernized, but the car itself reminds me of some classic Grand Theft Auto games, driving in this car, or something similar of it. But yeah, it's pretty good. Again, as you see, there's an alien gun shooting me, so I'm getting pushed back. It's actually pushing my car away from where I want to drive, but I end up succeeding. And to my wifey, I do love you, but you were trying to shoot me there, so. But yeah, we had some fun with these cars. It got quite expensive, and ended up into testing out our other weapons. But I believe there's still a couple more cars to show off here. As you saw, we did get most of them in here, whether I was driving them or my friend was driving them, but it was getting quite expensive, and it made the video quite long. I've twice the speed on these videos. I find it still stays pretty good at 2 times speed, but if I go any faster than that, it starts getting really choppy when you watch it. So I try to leave it at 2 times speed and keep the videos as small as I can. I try to aim for 10 minutes, but if it's a bigger video like this, it ends up being probably about 20 minutes or so. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be back with more really soon. Thank you to all my subscribers already. I can't believe how much my channel's grown in such a short time. I will be branching out to some other games, probably within a couple weeks or so. But I do have a lot of videos to edit for this Grand Theft Auto series, so I'll be updating every week on the double money and sales events, as well as some new vehicle updates and stuff like that. I'm saving up each week for the sales, so I'll be showing off those vehicles soon. As the sale hits, I'm going to show the sale video, and then I'll be buying the cars and then souping them up to show you guys what they look like and what they run like and if they're worth it. I would say if you're trying to get a vehicle that makes money, you'd definitely be best off getting the Oppressor Mark II first thing. In order to get it, you need the nightclub, which will make you money in the background, as well as the Terabyte, which will unlock you the hacker page for your heist, so it's all around good. It's definitely one of the best vehicles to get at the start. I do have a couple of vehicles guides for starting out, between the Armored Kuruma, the Buzzard, and the Oppressor. I'd say those are probably your top vehicles to get right off the hop. A bulletproof vehicle, a flying, fast, damaging vehicle, and the Buzzard is a CEO vehicle as well as a Pegasus vehicle, so it's something you can call in if you need a second car while your car is either destroyed or at impound. So it helps out a lot there. But yeah, that's pretty much going to cover it for today. I think I got one last vehicle here, or maybe not. I think that covers most of the vehicles. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Feel free to interact. I like talking with people, so if you leave a comment, I'll try to respond as quick as I can. One other tip I can give is when you are calling in your cars, as you can see, you can call in all at the end, at the bottom. So that's another tip for this one.